What's going on, everybody? Shonen Express here, coming to you today with another weekly Shonen Jump newsletter. So I'm super excited to get into this, so let's just get going. Again, this week, we have a new manga starting in Weekly Shonen Jump 2 weeks in a row. That's great. It usually kind of happens like that. They'll start new series kind of back to back usually. So I think this is the last new series we're going to get for a while. So let's get right into it. So both the cover and the new series this week was Sakamoto Days, which is the new manga. This seems to be a gag manga, I'm thinking, based on the first chapter at least. Seems like a gag manga. I really like the premise of this, crazy strong hitman, assassin who, kind of falls in love and then starts a family and kind of like plumps up. I really thought it was funny. I liked seeing Sakamoto do like all kinds of crazy things. I thought that was cool. And the other character, Shin, the other character here, I liked that he had the ability to like read minds. Like that is going to add some cool hijinks, I think, to this manga that otherwise wouldn't be there. And so I did think it was really a good chapter. I thought it was a strong showing. I will say I feel like we have a lot of gag manga running in the magazine right now. And so I am a little skeptical about bringing another gag manga in. But if it is, super funny, and I'm glad to have it. So I am glad to see Sakamoto Days. I did think it was a good chapter. But yeah, that's the new one this week. Nothing ended this week. There was no endings. The magazine is pretty stacked right now. So I'm thinking that something is probably going to have to come to an end here in the next couple of weeks. But, maybe not. Maybe everything running right now will continue to run. Who knows? But it does seem like we have a lot of series running at the same time. And so we might be kind of hurting for space in the magazine. So I feel like the end for something is near. But there were no special chapters this week either. No one-shots, no, special things like we had with Jujutsu Kaisen last week. Just a regular week this week as far as that, other than the new manga. On break this week was My Hero Academia. Again, after last week's chapter, which I thought was spectacular, that's totally fine and understandable. So it's totally fine that they take a break. I get that. But they will be back. My Hero Academia will be back this coming week. But that leads me into my top 5. Let's get into the top 5 this week. So this week at number 5, at the bottom of the list, is Mashle, Magic, and Muscles. This is maybe one of the first times that MASH has made the top 5, has made the upper echelon. I'm thanks to one of my friends, and I'm kind of getting a new understanding for Mashle and like reading it in a different way, reading it more as a gag manga than I was a serious battle shonen, which I think I had fallen into reading it like. And it's made me kind of look at it and enjoy it a little more. This chapter specifically, I like MASH and his reaction to the whole court scene that's going on around him, how he just really has like no reaction. I liked getting introduced to that Ryo guy, I think is his name, but he was interesting. I thought he was cool. I like the test that he gave MASH, and I love that MASH was able to do it. I mean, there was some spectacular artwork with that fire going on when MASH was creating the fire, so I liked seeing that. And also, I liked seeing the Divine Visionaries. We got to see a group of them. I think that they're interesting, and I want to know more about them, and I think that they could prove to be an interesting group, either a villain group or more like the captains maybe of Bleach. Who knows what they're going to eventually end up being, but I am interested to see more about them. So that was interesting. So all in all, it was a good Mashle chapter this week. So I'm happy to put it at number 5. Number 4 this week, Black Clover. Black Clover was really good this week. I feel like I've been saying this like every week. Black Clover is crazy good. It's an amazing series. Definitely check it out. If you haven't read Black Clover, I don't know what you're doing. Definitely get on Black Clover. It's one of the flagships of Weekly Shonen Jump right now. But this week was really good. We got to see more with Noct and like his ability, his darkness ability, and his strength is incredible. I mean, he's knocking Asta around. I loved the reference. I think it's a reference to Gurren Lagann, where they say Asta gets the idea to combine with Lebe, with them stacked on top of each other. I thought that was hilarious. And as a big Gurren Lagann fan, that got to me. I recognized that right away, but I like that. And, even more than that, the stuff with Yuno and, oh my word, I forget his name. The spatial guy in Golden Dawn, you know who I'm talking about. The stuff with them at the beginning was really good. I thought that was really cool. I liked seeing this confrontational nature between the two of them, and so I'm looking forward to seeing the fruits of Yuno's training as well, just as I am as Asta's. And we obviously, at the end there, we saw Asta seems to have made some real progress with Libe in combining their powers. So I'm really excited to see about that. But yeah, that was number 4 this week for me. Number 3 this week was Build King. This is Build King's first week in the running for the top 5, and it made number 3. I really liked this chapter. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed, seeing everything that went down. I liked the house beast thing. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was hilarious that Nana shows up without pants. He's like swimming after his pants. That actually made me laugh out loud. That was funny. I liked him. I loved that he introduces himself twice. That was hilarious because they're not listening the first time. So he goes back under the water and comes back out. That was cool. I like a little bit of world building that they're doing with the hammer. Like one side of the hammer destroys and the other side rebuilds. That was pretty cool to see. I like that they were doing that. But yeah, I thought it was a great Build King chapter. Hilarious. Lot of world building. Obviously, it's only chapter 2. We got a long way to go, but I really liked it. I really thought it was a great second chapter for this manga, and I think this manga will do pretty well in the magazine. I definitely, and that's one of the things that I liked about Toriko too, was the world building, and so I think that the mangaka here is just really good at doing that. So I'm looking forward to more Build King, but yeah, Build King was number 3 this week. Number 2 this week was Jujutsu Kaisen. It's probably no surprise. I'm a big Jujutsu Kaisen fan, as you all know. But this week was incredible. I mean, we got to see more of Todo and Yuji's fight with Mahito. That was really cool. I mean, Todo sacrificing his arm was like just cutting his arm off like that was awesome. Him high-fiving Mahito to use his teleportation ability, his cursed technique with Mahito's hand. That was awesome. Todo's amazing. Todo's so cool. I love, he's my favorite character in Jujutsu Kaisen for sure. I love Todo, and I loved seeing him fight. I loved all the stuff, all the fighting that went on there was super cool. And then to see at the end Mahito transform, shed his skin. I'm super interested to see where that's going, what we're going to get involved with there, but I really like that. I'm looking forward to seeing that here in the future. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen this week, number 2, and my number 1 this week is Undead Unluck. This is the chapter I've been waiting for. I hope, and I sincerely think that we are about to enter an arc of following Fuko and Andy as they go through Andy's life, seeing these tragedies that occur. I really liked Andy's little gang. I thought that they were cool. I liked their interactions with Fuko. I like how Fuko kind of reveals the truth to them, kind of in the same way that Jui's revealed that she knew Andy before too. But that's neither here nor there. But I did like that. I thought it was interesting. I liked their group, and that them getting shot up in that bar was just tragic. I mean, that the one lady, I don't even remember her name because she's gone so quick, but like her last words to Fuko were like, is he happy in the future? That was heartbreaking. I mean, that was such a good chapter. And Andy just going out and killing these guys, hacking these guys down with these axes. This was crazy. This was a really intense chapter of Undead Unluck, and it's exactly what I'm looking for. This was the moving kind of thing that I was looking for this week. And so, yeah, it definitely deserves my number 1 spot, and certainly deserves to be here. So, yeah. But that's my top 5 this week. So, let's move on to news. I really only got one newsworthy item this week, but it is definitely worth discussing, and that is that Chainsaw Man is in its final stages, says the editor. Now, for those of you who've been following Weekly Shonen Jump, or you specifically follow One Piece at all, you know that sometimes the editors will say something and it won't be exactly true, or something will change. But I really do think that they mean this. I really think that Chainsaw Man is in its final stages. And if that's the case, it could be one of the manga that's going to come to an end here pretty soon. Now, I think we've got several weeks, if not several months yet to go to really finish this story out. But we do seem to be at a low point, and depending on the story they want to tell, this could be the time to wrap up Chainsaw Man. But I would be sad to see it go because I do really like Chainsaw Man, but that is obviously a huge piece of news that we need to take a look at here. But yeah, that's all the news I have for you guys, and that's all I have for you for this week's weekly newsletter. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you have anything to say, leave it in the comment section below. I'd love to talk to you about Weekly Shonen Jump or anything going on in the manga and anime world right now. Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to interact with you that way. Also, like the video and subscribe to the channel. I bring you these weekly newsletters every single week, so I will continue to be doing that. So be on the lookout for those, as well as some other videos that I have kind of, thrown here and there. I just came out with a kind of diagnostic or, in-depth look at All Might. I just called Letters to Home. It's part of my Letters to Home series on All Might. So definitely check that video out if you haven't already. Give that a like also, and comment if you like All Might or anything like that. So definitely subscribe to the channel. You'll be notified of all this stuff. So as it comes out. So definitely do that. But thanks so much for watching. And until next time, this is Shonen Express signing out.